Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to The Watcher Season 3. This time around, we're in 2005. We've established 10 heavyweights, all 18 years old, all with a serious future ahead of them. Who's going to be number one? That only history can tell. Let's take a look at the world of 2005. There are a dozen organizations where our fighters can ply their trade, sort of. Cage Rage and Cage Warriors in the British Isles, K1 Heroes partially representing Japan, as well as Pride and Pancrase and Shuto. Japan is packed. King of the Cage taking on Regional America, KSW and M1 taking on Eastern Europe, Smack Girl, only women, who cares? WEC, only light people, who cares? This is a heavyweight show for heavyweight people. And of course, the king of them all, Ultimate Fighting Championship. 2005, so I don't know, like, Arlovsky was a champion? That's crazy. But here are our contenders. We got Alex O'Reilly, an Irishman, mixed martial arts fighting style. Anderson, Muay Thai kickboxer from Brazil. Billy Willie, a thug jitsu specialist from Little Rock, Arkansas. Bobby Bruiser Braxton, a Montreal-born kickboxer. Bruno Guimas, Portuguese mixed martial artist. Earl Moe from Monkey's Eyebrow, Kentucky. He's a wrestler. Eric Black Power Fanga from Perth, Australia, is a Muay Thai specialist. George the Gentleman Joe, whose personality is anything but, from Scunthorpe, England. He's a hard-nosed boxer who only needs his fists. Jack Duplessis, a white South African. Sounds familiar? Never mind. Ron Francis Jr., 6'1", black Canadian Jiu-Jitsu Sambo specialist from Alberta, currently based in America. None of these 10 men have a team. All of them are based where they are currently, but a lot of them might just switch regions immediately because Africa, Australia, for example, do not have fighting committees at the beginning of the game. Thus, our fighters will likely move to try to better themselves and better their odds. So, without further ado, we're going to jump forward about 2 weeks, and I'll get back to you with what I know then.
Alright, so let's take a quick look at our fighters. First of all, we've got Alex, the Maverick O'Reilly, an Irishman from Dublin. Mixed martial arts style. We got Anderson, a Muay Thai kickboxer from Rio de Janeiro, Brazil. Billy Willie, a thug jitsu specialist from Little Rock, Arkansas. Bobby the Bruiser Braxton from Montreal, he's a kickboxer. The One, Bruno Guimas, a Portuguese man, mixed martial artist. Earl Moe, a wrestler from Monkey's Eyebrow, Kentucky. Eric Black Power Fanga, a Muay Thai specialist from Australia. George the Gentleman Joe, a hard-nosed boxer from England. Scunthorpe, to be exact. Jack Duplessis, a wrestler from South Africa. White guy. Ron Francis Jr., a black Canadian Jiu-Jitsu and Sambo specialist from Alberta. Unfortunately, when I was recording the audio for this episode, it did not record the audio that I was attempting to do. So here's some quick news. Pancrase has approached Eric Fanga with a contract. He's based in Australia, but he's moving to Japan. And he's going to move to Japan to fight for Pancrase if they decide to take him. George Joe signed with both Cage Warriors and Cage Rage. So both UK companies wanted a piece of the gentleman. His personality is anything but his skills in the ring are, well, you'll just have to see. But yeah, both Cage Rage and Cage Warriors paying him about $130 per fight. And Alex O'Reilly himself also signed with Cage Rage. So both men signed with Cage Rage, but only Joe has signed with Cage Warriors. So Cage Rage owned by Alex Jones, but no, I check in a little bit, not that Alex Jones. Jack Duplessis gets himself booked on a Japanese local show. He's actually fighting in Japan currently. He moved to Japan from Africa, where he started, because there are no African companies at the beginning of the save. As you'll also notice, Eric Fanga has signed with Pancrase after they offered him a contract, and he went ahead and took a fight at Pancrase 154, making history. So it will be making history for us as Eric Fanga jumps into the professional ranks with a fight at Pancrase. Bobby Braxton goes ahead and picks up a local fight of his own, and George Joe picks up Mario Neto at Cage Warriors The Dam. So, professional fight against a 6-3 opponent. Should be a good one. Good first test for our gentleman boxer. I actually did play-by-play commentary for this fight and every fight. However, didn't quite work out with the way I was recording. I fixed it for future episodes, but for now, I'm just going to give you the prelims and everything. Got a local fighter, Derek Levesque, John McCartney as the referee, and I'll see you at the end. And there you have it. Bobby Bruiser Braxton moves to 1-0 after an absolute starching head kick to Derek Levesque. Derek didn't really have a whole lot for him. Oh, Deverick, sorry. Didn't really have a whole lot for Bobby. Bobby moves to 1-0. Here we are for Jack Duplessis' fight at his local show. He's fighting a guy named Gyokosho Isobe. First round's 10 minutes. Every round after that is 5. Let's get straight into it. Took his time a bit doing it, but never really looked like he was in trouble. Jack Duplessis stuns Isobe and then tees off on his head until the referee is forced to stop it. Great debut win from Jack Duplessis at the local show. Billy Willie picks himself up a fight at a local show coming up in July. That'll also be, this episode will go through the end of July, so you'll actually get to see that one. Earl Moe goes ahead and picks up a fight of his own. The different local American show, which happens the same day. Take a quick glance at the champions that we might be fighting for. Cage Rage, our two Cage Rage fighters are after Ian Freeman. He just won the belt not too long ago. He's a heavyweight champion there. 18-6-1 record. And Cage Warriors, the champion there is Jeff Monson. Yes, the Jeff Monson. He's beat Tengiz Tezore twice at Cage Warriors. Again, Cage Warriors heavyweight champion, 16-5 record, 20th ranked heavyweight in the world. And finally, so that's George Joe's target right there. Also, Czech Congo and Antonio Silva in that division. Don't even worry about it. Pancrase, we got Ron Waterman as the champion. I've never heard of that man before in my life. He is the Pancrase heavyweight champion. His Americana is apparently very dangerous. 17th ranked heavyweight in the world, 13-3-2 record. So that is Fonga's target here, you know. I've never heard of him before in my life, but I'm sure he's great. No real killers in that division as far as I could see. Of course, except for Fonga, of course. And let's get straight into our next fight. We're at Cage Warriors The Damned for our first company-sponsored fight. Not on the main card. Over to the prelims, where George Joe will be taking on Mario Neto. Joe has 25 pounds, 13 years on his opponent. Neto's 6-3, hasn't faced anyone you've ever heard of. He's getting paid $800 a fight, and George is only getting paid $100, so probably a little bit of jealousy coming in from that one. But I will see you at the end of the fight. And there you have it. George knocks out Sukata in a minute 45. Absolutely starches him unconscious. Very upset about not getting paid as much as him, it seems. But our gentleman boxer has a new victim. And, of course, Pancrase, 154, right around the corner from that. Eric Fonga versus Anthony Netzler. Two of them fighting it out. Fonga, 0-0, 265 pounds. Netzler, 37 years old, 220 pounds, and a 4-4 record. Black Power Fonga is a huge favorite. Netzler hasn't faced anyone we've ever heard of. But we'll let them get started on this one and see what goes on. And there it goes. Black Power Fonga. The first head kick knocked him down. He followed him poorly and nearly got himself submitted a couple of times, but the second head kick knocks him out cold, and there could be no question about it. Fonga handles his interview very well. And we're at the small local show. It's time for, I believe, Earl Mo. Yeah, there he is, Earl Mo. So we got Jeremy Stevens. We got Eddie Alvarez on this card. Got Shane Nelson, Junior Sunsao. But the real legend on this card, obviously, is Earl Mo. Mo, 265 pounds, 0-0 with a wrestling background. And, well, he's against Dylan Hawkins, who also has two hands. There it is. Weathers a few punches. Takedown, guard pass, Americana, academic. Earl Mo moves to 1-0 in a professional fighter in front of a raucous hometown crowd. Next up, we got different American small local show. Glover Teixeira fighting in his fifth career fight. I forgot he went 2-2 to start his career. That's rough. But Glover Teixeira on that card. Obviously, we're here for Billy Willie. Billy's fighting Keith Clark on the final prelim fight. The Thug Jitsu specialist faces off against a guy named Keith. And in half a round, Billy Willie gives local dentist something to celebrate. One punch, knockout, huge punch knockout, brings Billy Willie to 1-0 as a professional. And our final bit of news as we finish this episode, Alex O'Reilly has been booked to face Lee Hasdell at Cage Rage 13. He's headlined by Bisping. But yeah, he will be one of the prelims, 3 straight heavyweight fights, but he'll be facing 10-12-1 journeyman Lee Hasdell. Lee getting certainly thrown to the wolves here as the Maverick will be making his professional debut for Cage Rage. And that's all we've got for this episode. I went ahead and covered three different months, and that's going to be probably around the pattern we're going to go for in the future here. I promise I will fix the audio recording so that we can have live play-by-play. And if anyone knows a better recording software that doesn't put a giant watermark in the middle, feel free to let me know.